called the 3-word game. We are forced to describe every game in 3 words going back to Thanksgiving. Let's not waste any time, and here we go. Chicago, Detroit, the nagging question. All right, Matt Nagy won. Snapped a 5-game losing streak. We still don't know his future. Justin Fields was beat up, so Andy Dalton had an 18-play drive against the awful Lions to cap it. We will wait for word on Matt Nagy's future. That report that he was gone after Thanksgiving has now been acknowledged as a false report. Las Vegas, Dallas, Carr kept rolling. By the way, Raiders are undefeated when Derek Carr throws for 300-plus yards. They're 6-0, and he does it quite regularly. And this is a big play offense. With or without Henry Ruggs, he had 5 passes of over 30 yards. And the knock on Derek Carr was always he's afraid to let it rip. He plays it safe, like Kirk Cousins. Not this year. Derek is letting it go downfield, and he was rewarded. Buffalo, New Orleans, buffed and stuffed. Each of the Bills' 7 wins this year, each one, have been by 15-plus points. They're inconsistent, but when they get rolling, watch out. Tampa, Indy, 4 for Fournette. Bucs had more rushing first downs, 13, than passing first downs, 11, and it was a very physical performance against a very physical team. It was Gronk, and it was Leonard Fournette. And 21 points off a lot of Colt turnovers. They had 5 turnovers. So it was the best of Indianapolis this year and the worst of Indianapolis in big games. Tennessee twice and Tampa, they just turned the ball over too much. New York and Houston followed flight plan. Jets won. They won 2 games last year. This was their 3rd win this year. Zach Wilson is still a turnover machine. That's not good, but I will say this. Good effort defensively. The defense had given a really poor effort, and this Jets defense played really hard. Philly, New York, this one hurts, like Jalen Hurts. No TDs, 3 picks, 45% completion percentage, and they hit him more than once. Now, the good news is the Eagles had 200-plus yards rushing. I will say this, too. This Giants defense is pretty good. You say what you want about it. It's pretty good Giants defense. They're not in a total rebuild because I like a lot of their defensive personnel. They just got to get the quarterback right. But when you watch them this year against some of the more clever offenses, Giants can stack up pretty good up front. Carolina, Miami, into a groove. 3 games for Tua this year. He's had over 80% completion percentage. I got to be fair here. I always said, yeah, he's accurate. What else? Well, he's really accurate. 87% completion percentage. He made a couple. That's a really nice throw. This is what he does. He's not going to give you anything off script. He's a little bit like a left-handed Mac Jones. Not going to give you a ton off script. You play good defense. Doesn't have to come from behind, drop 35, 40 times. But you ask him to make throws to specific spots and people, he can do it. Tennessee, New England, Pat's top billing. By the way, 6-game winning streak. I know y'all love the defense. They're averaging 35 a game in the win streak. So they're a little more explosive than you think. And what they really do, Ramondre Stevenson at running back from Oklahoma has been a super pickup for them. Kendrick Bourne, Iron Eagle, Bourne Ultimatum. They're a little more explosive than you think because it's provided some of it with their tight ends and their running game. But they're scoring some points during this streak. Pittsburgh, Cincinnati. That was pitiful. At one point, it was 41-3 Cincinnati. The defense has allowed in the last 2 games 450 yards. I mean, let's be honest about this. If you'd have swapped uniforms, this would have looked like the last 10 years. Joe Mixon had a huge day running the football. Cincinnati was more physical. They had the playmakers. So as good as Joe Burrow is, they didn't have to rely on him. They ran the football. Atlanta, Jacksonville, another Duval dud. Jags 5 straight games without scoring 20 points. They got to get faster. They got to draft speed. They're too slow. Chargers, Broncos, Certain victory, or Surtain victory. Patrick Surtain, great rookie corner. 2 interceptions off Justin Herbert in the fourth quarter. That is one. It went for a pick six. He's the Alabama corner. Was the second corner picked. And some thought Denver should have picked a quarterback. But he has been, under Vic Fangio, he has been a remarkable rookie corner. That's not an easy division with Mahomes and Derek Carr and Justin Herbert to be a corner. He has been, he's a Pro Bowl level corner. He is really special. Rams, Green Bay, totally no problem. Aaron Rodgers, one practice all week, bad toe, didn't matter. Aaron's playing great football. Matt LaFleur, by the way, is now 9-0 as the Packers head coach after a loss. Minnesota, San Francisco, what's Jimmy worth? Do you know Jimmy Garoppolo has had a 90-plus passer rating in 5 straight games, Joy? Elijah Mitchell, San Francisco's ridiculous. It doesn't even matter who the running back is. They get a 6th-round Elijah Mitchell. And this kid now, 4th game with 100-plus rushing yards this year. They didn't even target early. They weren't even targeting Kittle and Deebo Samuel. They've gone back to play action, let Jimmy G be comfortable. Impressive win. A lot of people didn't watch it because of the Rams game and the Packers game. Niners looked really good and out-physical the physical Minnesota team. Cleveland, Baltimore, not so remarkable. Listen, the first quarterback to win with 4 interceptions since Carson Palmer 8 years ago, and his interceptions were bad. Like, he was throwing to the wrong people. But I will say this. When you're gifted, you can have those bad picks, but he has a short memory. He doesn't care. He plays the next series. He plays with a ton of confidence. And I'm not saying he's the world's best thrower. That's not it. But when you make mistakes, you can't go into the abyss. Like Baker Mayfield will have a pick. You won't get the same quarterback. Lamar, irrelevant. Give me the ball. I'm ready to go. Seattle, Washington football team, ice cold HEINICKE. Taylor HEINICKE is coming off his best game of the year. The Seattle offense is a little bit of a mess. And HEINICKE has had back-to-back games with 100-plus passer rating. I like the Washington football team to win tonight. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.